Hi, welcome to Sidewalk Talk. I'm Steve Fortunato. This podcast is about storytelling. It's about stories of some are of inspiration, information, some about just straight up education. The idea is if we can connect with one person and someone gets something out of it, then this podcast is a success. And so today, this episode, we are talking with somebody, which I think it's a story of inspiration. There is going to be information involved in this, but to me, it's truly inspiring. And joining me is Kellie Wright. Kellie is a co-owner of a company called Golden Hello, and we'll get to her full story on what that means in a second. But what I think is really cool is that the co-owner, the person you own it with, is your daughter, Christy.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yep.
great. So tell me how this went down. How not many people can own a business with their child. So tell me
Right.
how this all happened.
Well, it really happened on a fluke. My husband owns a landscape business, which I helped him build it. We were 21 years old. He's owned it for 34 years. My oldest daughter owns a pottery painting shop. The whole family helped her with that, create that, and helped work there for her and all that. She's been there 12 years. And my youngest daughter never wanted to go in business for herself. She's like, no, that's just not for me. And so I left a really great job that I thought I was going to retire at. Like a lot of people's stories, you were definitely overworked and underpaid with no appreciation. And it became very stressful. My husband and I made a decision that I was going to leave that job. We were going to change our lifestyle. We were going to downsize our lifestyle, and I was going to find something else. Well, long story short, I ended up finding a job. I was going to be a financial advisor, right? I picked like one of the hardest jobs there is. And it sounded good in theory, work Monday through Friday, no weekends, no nights. You can make really good money in, 3 to 5 years. And when I started the job there, I walked in and they brought me to this cubicle. I never worked in a cubicle before. And I was not happy with that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do something with this cubicle. Now, my background is an interior designer, and so was my youngest daughters. And so I went out and I spent a couple $100 on a weekend. I went and decorated. It was beautiful. Loved it. I felt so much better working in it. And so I got such a response from management and other employees that they just loved my space and could I help them with that? And it was so overwhelming that I went home and told my family, I go, Christy, you might want to think about going into business, doing small cubicles and small workspaces for employees, not for not for CEOs, but for employees. Something reasonable. She goes, let's do some research. So her and I started researching, and we went down the path of employee appreciation. And so as we went down that path, we realized, oh my gosh, there is such a need for employee appreciation out there. And the statistics were staggering. 88% of people that leave their job are your number one people who are very ethical, do great at their jobs. They leave because they're not appreciated. It's not because of the money. And we just felt so connected to that because it's happened to both of us. And it's happened to many people. The more people I talk to, every one of them has a story about when they left the job because they weren't appreciated. And so we started this business where we decorated small office spaces. And then we came up with, okay, let's see if we can do an appreciation box where we can help management give to their employees to show appreciation. Well, we were trying to do both of them for a year and it just didn't work. We were too busy doing the decorating side. And it's really not the avenue we decided we wanted to go down. We really loved the idea of trying to help leadership teams, managers, professionals to create that lasting, meaningful connection, building upon that with this golden hello that we created. And so for 1 year, the first year we had a different website, a different business name, and that we did all this work and then decided, you know what, our heart's not there in the interior design side of it because we used to do that. It's
So
really with the employee.
what was your company before
It was
this?
called Raise the Bar Designs.
And you were designing inside a business,
Yes.
interior design for
Yeah.
businesses,
We were doing
that
small
and it
workspaces.
wasn't clicking. It just wasn't. You didn't
Yeah,
feel
it
it.
just wasn't. These boxes were selling and people were just so enamored with them, with the thought of them. And so we had to change the name and we did a lot of research and then the Golden Hello came up And when we looked at the definition of it, Golden Hello means you are trying to recruit somebody, some talent from another job because you appreciate and value them. So, and they call it a Golden Hello bonus. So we're like, oh my gosh, that is perfect. We love the name Golden Hello. It shows appreciation and that you're valued. So we changed the name of our company. We changed the entire website. We decided only to do these gift boxes. So my daughter and I are partnered up together. We both put our money in the pot and we started this business. And it's been awesome. She's 32. So she has a whole different, fresh perspective, different perspective than I do. I came from a management training, financial background, and she's very practical, and she's very in tune with that group of people in their 30s. So we make for a really perfect team together, and it's just been awesome.
How long ago did the switch to Golden Hello? How long ago
Um,
has that been now?
in April of 2020 was just a year.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
so okay, and at the time of this recording, we're November. So you're a year and a half in
Yep.
to Golden Hello. How cool is that? It sounds like it's a family of you guys have entrepreneurship in your blood. I think
Mhm.
that's pretty apparent,
Yeah.
right?
Both of my dad and my husband's dad, both are entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Okay. So what? Okay, let's talk about the business then. The stat just you punched me in the face with this statistic. I'm big into employer brands, employer branding. I think it's overlooked a lot from small
Mhm.
businesses to big businesses. A lot of times they package it all into marketing, and really the employer brand is something's different. And what I've noticed is potential candidates, the best candidates, they really want to know from the current employees who would be their peers what it's like and are they appreciated. And you told me some 88%, or what
Mhm.
was that statistic? Where does it come
Yeah.
from? Tell me about
88.
that.
Yeah. 88% of employees leave their job because they don't feel appreciated and valued in their company. It's not because of the pay. And the people that do leave, the 88%, a lot of them are your top people that are very valuable people, but they get scooped up, they get recruited up fast because, we're always out there recruiting to find good people, and they're the first ones who leave.
88%. It's based on
88%.
uh, I just don't feel like maybe my voice isn't being heard, or it's like I'm just not appreciated. And you know that I cringe when I hear companies say we need to invest in human capital. I'm like, boy, are those bad words. Human capital, human capital. And like they're going to need like the Golden Hello company to help them
Mhm.
because they I human capital instead of human connections and
Yeah.
people, and
Yeah.
they have their employees down to human capital. I always think that will
Amazing.
keep companies like Golden Hello in business for a long time. So tell me about, I do want to talk to you what it's like about working with your daughter, the do's, the don'ts, the pluses and the minuses. But tell me more about the company then, and what is you help professionals. It's not just it could be a salesperson who wants to help out a client,
Mhm.
a customer. You help out managers saying thank you to their employees. Tell me about what the gifts are and what it is that you put together
Okay.
for your customers.
Okay. So for an example, I'll talk to maybe a business owner, and I ask, what's your budget for your employee appreciation? Most times we don't have a budget. So I'm like, first thing we need to do is come up with a budget. I have a whole strategy if they want it to just give it to them. We talk about it. I try to bring a lot of value to our meeting, and whether they use Golden Hello with that or not, that's fine. Because Golden Hello is just a part of building relationships, meaningful relationships. And why our gift is a little bit different. It's not your typical, corporate gift that's, box of chocolate or fruit or one of those things. Each box is different. Each box has 8 items in it, and they're all really high quality, usable gifts. We have them for men, for women, or for gender neutral, depending on what they want. And therefore, they can celebrate their work anniversaries, their birthday, congratulations if they have a promotion or they just had a baby. If they bought a new house, a welcome home box. So they're personalized in that manner. And our boxes, the message is splashed across the top of the box. So when you're giving somebody this, when the manager's giving this box to their employee to say, hey, welcome home, and they're giving this back to them because they just bought a new home. That's a pretty big milestone in someone's world. Their birthday, their anniversary, a promotion, those are all huge milestones that should be celebrated at work because, as you know, we spend more time with those people than our family. So they should be celebrated in a big way, and it means so much to people. But on the opposite side of that coin, and the reason why we want to help management teams, because we feel like that they just have so much on their plate. They don't mean to forget, but they do. And then if they start a program and don't follow through, and some people got gifts, some people didn't, that's the opposite effect. It causes a lot of damage and animosity. So they have to be careful. If you're stepping into an employee program, you had better be sure you're going to follow through with that. So that's where we come in. We don't want our leadership teams doing anything. Is all they have to do is give me a name of a contact person in their company, whether it's a human resource person or marketing person. They send me the list. Say, for an example, I have one company, they have 400 employees, and they want to celebrate their work anniversaries. They give me their names, their dates. That's all they need to do. They tell me if they're male or female. Sometimes you can't tell with the names nowadays. And we send that gift out to them. So they don't have to think about it. And that's what we want. We don't want them to have to think about it, but yet it gets done and it's part of their employee appreciation program for that year.
How can these be customized? I mean, so right now it looks like your wheelhouse might be like middle management, right? This manager oversees 20 people, this person oversees 10 people, this one oversees 50 people, whatever it is. And then someone oversees all of that. So maybe you talk to that person, then you have a relationship from the lower level management down. How do we customize these things? Because what Jane likes, John might not. Can that be doable?
Yep, you can do that as well. So they have a bunch of options. They can either one, just have golden hello, pick and choose that we're going to put in these gift boxes. And if they want to customize them, we'll talk about, okay, what's your budget for each box? What do you want to go in these boxes? Here's some ideas for you. You want to pick from those ideas, or they'll come to me with ideas and then we'll put a box together and give them pricing for it. So you can do it either way.
So you're based in Rochester, New York, but we have this thing called the World Wide Web, this internet thing, and you have the ability to help people around the country, right? You have clients all over the United States.
Yep, we have delivered in every single state so far. So we're very excited about that. It just happened recently.
Did you? You got Alaska finally?
We got Alaska, we got Hawaii.
Nice.
And actually we just got Puerto Rico. I'm not sure if that's even a state or not,
Not
right?
a state yet. There's a push for it, but it's not number 15.
They're working on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's really cool. So your background your background led you, well, you have actually a pretty diverse background, but when I mean background, not skill set, but experience of being in these companies and recognizing that it just, you were just you were, it's not they were purposely being mean to you, but you were more of a number than there was no relationship. And so that's how this company gets started, which is a really cool story in itself. What are you finding? You mentioned that these people don't mean to ignore, but they do ignore. Are you finding that here? No, is this true? I guess is my question for you. I'm finding that more and more people they just want to be recognized for whatever it is. I don't know if that is more than it used to be, or it's just that we recognize them less than we used to. So there's a want for more recognition. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I feel like we are giving more duties to fewer people, right? So now they have more duties to keep these jobs. They have to keep it. So they forget, they got so much on their plate. They forget just the human connection part of their job and how important it is to say hello and
Right.
to recognize and appreciate. So I don't know why this is happening. I was hoping maybe you could help me. Is it what's the data telling you, or what's your experience telling you?
Yeah, from my experiences, so I remember back in the Kodak days when I was a kid, if you got a job at Kodak, it didn't matter how they treated you, you were there for life because the benefits were good, the pay was good, and very people ever quit those jobs. Xerox, Kodak, Bausch and Lomb, they were big jobs when you got those jobs back in the day. And then all that changed. When they went away, all that changed, and people don't stay at their job anywhere from 4 to 7 years is maximum typically. So you have all that time to make sure that you are giving those people that attention that they deserve and need. And I worked at a couple very large corporations, and actually three of them, and every one of them were the same way. Management would come in and with their books and walk around the floors and walk around and never say hi to anybody, act like you weren't there. I was just in the grocery store the other day and management was walking around with, I won't even say what store, but walking around doing their checks. And I kept having to say, excuse me, because they were in my way. I was trying to shop and not a hello, not a anything. And it's like, oh my goodness, they just don't they're so enthralled in their jobs, they just don't realize it, and then they're disappointed and they're shocked when somebody gives their notice because they're just not listening. So I think it's always been ongoing, but then I think when the Googles of the world and the Pandoras of the world started doing all these crazy things in their offices with slides and I mean all sorts of crazy stuff that they do, those people really recognize that one, they want to make it more comfortable for their employees because they're like family. They should be treated like family and they see them more than their own family. Um, so I think they started more or less this movement with, hey, let's pay attention to our employees. If we don't, they're going to go across the street and work somewhere else. So, but when I talk to companies and business owners and leadership teams, the ones that are the ones that find that to be important love this idea, love golden hello. The ones that don't find that to be important and don't find their employees to be important don't even want to talk to me. They don't even want to learn about it for the most part. I've had a few, but for the most part, they don't want anything to do with it.
Hmm.
And it's sad. It's sad to know that.
It's going to be tough to change that mindset.
Right.
It's
Right.
going to be there's going to be a lot more turnover at
Mhm.
companies like that.
Exactly. And there is, but I'm not there to change people's mind. If they want to hear what we have to say and what we can offer and help, that's great. And if they don't, that's fine too. But they pay it. You pay that price, as you know, Steve. You pay that price, the bottom line, if you don't take care of your employees. That
Yeah, and
turnover is, great, and there goes your profits.
yeah, turnover is expensive,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, that's cool. I think that. So, what? Obviously, you can put together great packages. You had mentioned, we have a system in place, or you had sent something that you will help people. Can you? So, middle manager, if he or she's listening right now, or someone who's an operations person that says, or an HR person, right? An HR
Yep.
person might be real
Absolutely.
interested in this. I would
Yes.
think they'd bring
Mm-hmm.
this to the table. But what is it that you can help them with that you were talking about earlier? Obviously, you can make great packages. We get that;
Mm-hmm.
it's a great gift, and that will certainly. The idea is to help morale and to make someone feel good. But what is
Right.
it that you can help on the behind the scenes? You had mentioned something
Well,
about
especially
process.
now with so many people working from home.
Hmm.
People are home, they're trying to work, they have kids with virtual school that they're trying to deal with. It's it is double the work for these people. I know what it's like just 2 days a week. I have my grandson who's on virtual school. So it's hard to work and have them when they're little like that. You have to be with them most of the time. And you have little ones. And so it's difficult. So these employees more than ever need to be recognized. They need to have communication with them at least once or twice a day. I mean, could you imagine if it's your birthday and your manager and a couple of people drive up to your house and bring you balloons and a cake at your door, how
Hmm.
that would make them feel?
Hmm.
Even if they just did that, and if they gave them an actual gift that meant something versus a gift cards are nice. Any gift is nice, but when you can give them something that feels more personable, People are just, that just means so much, and it goes a long way. So when I talk to leadership teams or even professionals like realtors who give out a lot of the welcome home boxes to their clients, I ask them, the first question I ask is, what do you want to accomplish with this gift? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your plan for your employee appreciation? Is this part of the plan? Because this can't be the whole plan, because that by itself, it's not going to work, obviously. But if this is part of a plan, it's a great part to a plan. So we talk through that to see, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to build that connection with your employees, or is this like a one and done for them? Because they know the difference, employees, if it's a fake or if it's
Right.
truly from the heart,
Right. So you'll coach them. You'll help coach. It's
We
not just
help
like
coach them.
I'm gonna make a gift box here. Go for it.
Yep.
You're a consultant too.
Yep, absolutely. I give them a whole list, which is kind of irrelevant now with COVID, but we actually give them a list of, you have a company picnic and you have outings all year long. A lot of companies do that. But if they realize how many people actually go to those outings, or the people that go don't really want to be there, so they need to do something. uh, I have a whole suggestion and a whole list of things to do. People who like to cook, you have something for them. People who like to golf, you have something for them. You can't have one thing fits all, because a lot of people aren't happy doing that. And you only hang out with the people you hang out with. You don't, your
Right.
golf is a team. You only hang out with 4 people, until the dinner afterwards. So we have a lot of suggestions for them other than a golden hello.
It's personalization. Then you're saying
Yeah. It just,
personalizing the gift is.
yeah, personalizing the gift, personalizing the experience that they're having at work, makes everybody happier, makes everybody happy. And I didn't make a lot of this stuff up. I got it from other companies that actually do it. So that's where I got a lot of the ideas from. Some ideas are ours, but most of them are from other companies that actually do some of this stuff. So, yeah, so I just compile it all together and I share it with people, because if I can help anybody, it's a great thing. It's helpful for everybody.
Talk to me about owning a business with your daughter, the
I love
pluses
it.
and the minuses.
Oh my gosh, I love it. First of all, I thank my husband every day for letting me take the opportunity to do what I want to do, because not a lot of husbands would let your wife leave a very good job like I had to just start from scratch. Most people would be very leery of it, but he's very, very supportive. And he actually helps in the business in the wintertime. And Christy's just awesome. I mean, she is very creative. She is very thoughtful. We just have we're on the same page with everything. I'll text her and I'll be like, oh, I think we should do this in our next post. And she's like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about that. So we're really on the same page. She does all the social media marketing. Um, and she's learned a lot, and she's done really well with it, because she didn't know anything about it before, didn't even want to do it. But I go, we got to split these things up here. I can't do it all, because she has a full-time job still. So she works with me 2 days a week, and then we talk 2 or 3 times a day. Um, and so she does all the social media. Her and I do the creating of the boxes together. When we created a fall Taste of New York box. So we created that together. We do all the buying together, all the buying decisions. And we sit down and do what marketing that we could do ourselves. We sit down and decide each month what we're going to do. And then I typically do like our newsletters and things like that. So we split it up, and it's just great. We really literally get to bounce off of each other. And if I'm stuck in an idea, she can come up with it, and vice versa.
So
So it works out great. Works out
So
great.
it's Kellie Wright. She's a co-owner of Golden Hello Company. Her daughter is Christy. They own the company together. And so what you're saying is, if there's an opportunity to work with your child, go for it.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's been a wonderful experience, and I love every second of it. And I wake up every day. I'm so excited to start work and get to work. And the other day she texted me and she goes, when I'm having a bad day and I see that I look at our report and see that we got a Golden Hello sale and someone's making somebody else happy. She goes, it just makes my day. I go, I know, I feel the same way, especially being a small business. You think every little sale counts, but it's the meaning behind it. And it's the responses that we get back that are so meaningful to us. So yeah, it's just we love it. We love it. I would say absolutely. If you get along with your child and you could be honest and upfront with them. Obviously, you have to have really close communication. Then go for it. Then go for it.
You said something that hits home to me. Sidewalk Talk is an extension of a marketing firm that we have called Shovel the Sidewalk. And what we tell all of our clients, or ask all of our clients, is we want to know more about the story, because people want to connect with people. They don't connect with the brand, they connect with the people behind the brand, especially when they're small businesses. And you somewhat just started expressing your why, which is what's in it for you. Obviously it's fun, you're working with your daughter, and that's really cool, which is a great story in itself. And it's a business, and that's fun, and a lot of work. But it
Hmm.
sounds like it's that you both share the same feeling of when you actually make somebody's day, it
Absolutely.
drives you, huh?
It does. It drives us. We're both very big into volunteering, and she's been volunteering. I mean, I remember taking her out when she was, 6 years old. We'd go to the store and buy a bunch of toys for kids in need, and then we'd go to drop them off together. And so she's carried that on, and she does other things. She does a bunch of stuff. She goes to the homeless shelter and cuts hair every month, and she loves doing all that and helping people. So when we get to see people that are so thoughtful to even give a golden hello, and then the person receiving it just loves it, and it's just, yeah, it's just so heartwarming. It just makes you feel so good, because we literally, her and I, take every box, every order we get, and we hand select. We make sure that when you open it up, the box looks beautiful. It's all coordinated with colors, and there's all nice things pertaining to whether it's their birthday or anniversary or whatnot. And we really take the time to make sure that it looks great. And so when we get those responses back, it's like nothing else. It's like nothing else. We love it.
I know everything's customized, but do you have like a number one seller? Like, what's the most popular thing that people want?
It changes a little bit. Like this month, custom was our number one, custom orders, and then number two was our thankful and grateful fall box. But if it typically in a normal month, I guess I would say it's typically the thank you gift. But then some months we got tons of birthday. You can't figure.
Well, birthdays, one thing about birthdays, they're every month.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
that doesn't change.
Exactly. So yeah, so it's catching on. It's catching on.
So yeah, I mean, I would think that in this year, while some of the spending has been held back because of 2020, I would think that the service and the product that you're offering is even more important now. I mean, our employees, they're working even harder now. And a lot
Hmm.
of them, like you had mentioned, they're working from home. It's just a lot of stress.
It is.
And they may feel even less appreciated in some situations. So I would assume that your company, you're at 50 states now, you're 50 for 50. I would think
Yep.
that, you know, uh, this kind of market that we're in right now is probably, I don't know if there's more need for your product and service now than maybe
Yes.
in February of last year,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely. There's more need for it. Some companies there's need for it, but they don't have the budget
Yeah.
because of what's happened.
I
And then
see.
other companies do have the budget and do see the need for it. So we've had a lot of, can you do like a COVID care package?
Right.
We don't really do that, regular
No.
COVID. I'm not going to put
Yeah,
masks
not
and
gonna.
gloves in a box, but
Right.
those are no fun to get. But
Yeah.
we do some fun stuff. We've done some really fun stuff. And a lot of people have sent them to their clients because they don't see their clients.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure that they are in touch with them in another, all those touches you need to do with clients, 12 to 18 a year.
Mhm.
And so we've done that, and that's been fun. It's been a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Really good point. We're not as connected with humans, as we were pre-COVID, and
Right.
this is another way to connect. Yeah, you're right. Whether it's with your employees, your peers, or if it's your customers, your clients.
Yep.
I do more Zoom meetings now than, I
Yep.
mean, obviously ever. You can go a day and have 7, 8 Zoom meetings. And
Yeah.
while you get to see the people now it's more acceptable. Before we used to do this, we'd cover it up, and
Yeah. Right.
right?
No one wanted to look at each other, look at
Yeah,
themselves.
now it's like, hey, why is that? Take that. We're supposed to see each other now, because that's
Yeah.
the closest we can get is human
Some kind of connection.
yeah,
Right. It is.
we need
Right.
that.
And most of us I used to go to coffee meetings or lunches all the time. So now I send them a box. I send them a golden hello. It was great talking with you. That's what I do now because that's what you do. I want to keep that connection with them. I want them to remember us. I want them to keep that. I want to keep that connection. And I want people to know how it feels to receive that gift because when you can feel it and you see it, it's like, oh my gosh, I need to start giving these out. And then it's so funny. I see people when we just had a client, she's a loan officer, and she wanted to give them to her referral partners and her clients. And she's had so much fun doing it. Every week she's ordering someone's birthday, somebody's sick, feel better soon box. She's just having so much fun because you get that feeling of, oh my God, I'm so excited for them to get it now and to love it and say thank you. And people love it. So, so we love just giving them out. We give out a ton of boxes a month to people.
Well, the company is Golden Hello Company. It can help you, whether it's with your clients, your employees, your bosses, whatever it is. Maybe it's time for a Golden Hello. And if you want to learn more, the website address is goldenhellocompany.com. That's the goldenhellocompany.com. Kellie Wright, congratulations to you and your daughter Christy. It's a really cool story, and it sounds like you're not only doing what you really sounds like you're made out for. You guys, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You have found it, which is great for you. You have found what you were meant to do, but you get to do it with your daughter being on board. Congratulations to both of you, and congratulations, 50 for 50. You're in all 50 states now.
Yes, we're so excited.
That's great. That's great. It's a great first year and a half. I wish you many more successful years. Congratulations, Kellie. And the name of the company is the Golden Hello Company. Again, goldenhellocompany.com. Thanks, Kellie.
Steve, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity and chatting with you. And it's been great. It's been fun. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Looking forward to catching up again soon.
Yes.
You can download all of our podcasts on whatever your platform of choice. You can also visit our website, shovelthesidewalk.com. There you'll see all of our podcasts and you can download them. You could also, if you have someone you know, or if you have a story that you need to share, it's a story of inspiration, information, or education. We have a form on our website. You fill that out and we will get back to you and have you as a guest on our podcast. So thank you again, Kellie. Congratulations, Golden Hello. Thank you out there for listening or watching or participating. This is Sidewalk Talk. I'm Steve Fortunato, and until next time.